What's up everybody and welcome back to Kunique Project's YouTube channel. In the previous episode I mentioned that I was working on designing new center caps for the Polish wheels. Besides that I'm trying to print the center caps, but it's not worth mentioning yet because I don't know if it will work. So it's still in progress and that's only a draft. If this will turn well, I will do a separate episode for that, so we will see. And I showed you already a draft and that's the outcome. And I also redesigned the center caps that were mounted on the wheels when I bought them. And today I'm going to show you how you can design your own center caps using a 3D printer. Let's go! First I'm going to start with this center cap. I first looked for a new one on the internet if I could find a 3D model, and I found this one. It has in total 3 pieces, 3 models. The star, which you can see here. Then we have the center, where you put the star on, and we have the legs. And we need in total 6 legs. I didn't record the printing process because it takes too long and it's not really relevant to show here. And now I will show you how I sprayed my logo on the center caps that were mounted on the wheels. I used Fusion 360 and designed a 3D model with my logo and printed the stencil, which looks like this, and I will also show you how you can use them. Now you will see how I modified the 3D printed center cap and also the stencil. Let's first look at the print result. As you can see, adjustments still have to be made. For example, these supports need to be removed, that the star fits on the center, and also the clips don't fit in the holes. I don't know how to do this yet, but I will check for an option. Maybe I will use my soldering iron to melt the plastic that they fit in. Let's start with the center. I will use my soldering iron to open up the holes that the clips fit in. Now I will do the same for all other holes. The holes are done yet and the clip does fit in perfect. Now we can continue with the clips and bring them in shape. Now I will use this glue to hold the clips in place. While the glue is drying, we will continue with removing the supports under the star. And to remove them I will use my Dremel. The star now fits on the center and the glue is dry, Now we can move on to the next step. I have already prepared a piece of carbon fiber fabric, but first we have to apply some epoxy resin on the center cap and wait approximately 1 hour that it gets tacky. Then we can apply the carbon fiber fabric on the center cap. First we have to clean the center cap before we apply the epoxy resin. Now it's time to mix the epoxy resin with the hardener. The resin starts to get tacky, and this means we can put on the carbon fiber fabric on it. Now I will let it dry for about 24 hours. The epoxy resin is dry now, and I can start cutting the carbon fiber fabric around the circle. Now I'm going to clean the star, then we can put on some primer. Now I'm going to paint the star in gold. Now I'm going to fill also the gaps with epoxy resin. The resin is completely dry now, and we can start wet sanding it that we get a glossy finish. First I will start with 1000 grit sandpaper and move on to 1200 grit. I'm now done with sanding, and the last step is to polish the center cap.
pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil.
These were the center caps that were mounted on the wheels when I bought them, and it seems that they are not original as there is no branding, no Mercedes logo, and also it doesn't match the look of the wheels anymore after polishing it. Therefore it wouldn't hurt if I would mess up with these center caps. First I'm going to sand down the paint a little bit with 120 grit sandpaper, that the primer can stick better on the center caps. Now it's time for the primer. Now it's time for the paint.
Pas de soleil, 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 pas de
Now we will move on to the most exciting part of this project. I have printed the stencil and I will try to spray my logo on the center cap. Now the final step, we will also apply some clear coat to finish the center caps.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
And that's the final result. That's the 3D printed center cap. Here are some bubbles left, that's the reason why there is some compound in it. This should give you approximately an idea about what you can do with a 3D printer. And that's the other one, which I have sprayed with a stencil. I have to say that I like this one more than the other one. And that's it for today's episode. Just let me know in the comments which one you like more, this one or this one. I have to say I like this one more, as it's like a signature under your work of art. I like the red color which stands out, and I guess I will use this one. And also don't forget to like, comment or subscribe if you want to support this channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.